what we can do before we start the discussion, to give you some understanding that uh, what exactly SAP MDG is. I'm sure that you have already some understanding on SAP MDG, but still, we would like to talk about little bit briefly about SAP MDG, the current industry, why SAP MDG is on demand currently, what is the perspective behind this, and in this particular training or in this particular discussion, what are the things we are going to cover, and how the total approach will be, uh, how we will exchange the documents, the recordings, and the further perspectives. So we will talk about this, but before anything, uh, let's have a quick round of introduction so at least we will understand each other. That will help to drive this session. And yeah, so I'll introduce myself last. So can we have a very quick introduction from Somesh and Parthivan? So basically, I need to understand two things. One is which module currently you are working, and what is the main purpose of asking for MDG, this learning, and the next thing is how many years of experience you have in the current module. So this will give me a clear understanding that what kind of audiences we have today in this gathering. Okay. Okay. So yes, Somesh, you can start with.
Hi, I have a 7 year of experience in MDG functional side. I'm looking to be as a functional and technical both. So I have learned a
Okay.
PAP as well, and I'm having issue in technical side like how to do derivation, validation,
Okay.
workflow preparation, parallel, all those things.
Okay. Understand. Okay. Fine. Parthivan, could you please quickly introduce yourself?
Experience in production side. Yes, it is.
I think you are in crowdy place, so I can understand. Okay. Uh, okay, Parthivan, you can. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, Parthivan, I think you are in a crowded place, so it's a very difficult for you to speak. So yeah, so if you want, you can introduce yourself later on. Okay, so whenever it's possible. Fine. Uh, okay, I can see Matt. Matt, actually, I think you already joined our session, and let me tell you, the thing is that uh, we are actually going to start a new batch, and the new members are coming, and we are giving them some kind of a brief. So, what exactly our agenda is, and how we basically, you know, do the things. So, today we are not actually going to talk about any specific topic. I know that because in the ongoing batch, you join in middle, definitely you need to attend from the fresh batch. So all the topics will be covered for you. So I would say that today it may not be necessary for you. Uh, so we are actually planning to start the new batch from next month. I mean from first week of June. Okay. I'm not going to ask you not to join the ongoing batch. If you have time, of course, you are welcome. But the new batch which we are going to start, basically in ongoing batch, the problem is we have many people from Southeast Asia, and because of that, uh, to giving them more priority, because the number is more from that region. So we used to start around 3:30, 4 o'clock India time, I mean PM. And the new batch which we are going to start, our focus is to target the India and the Europe and the US audiences. So we are actually planning to start by this time, which will be more convenient for US people, including EMEA and the Asia Pacific. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So if you really want to stay here, you are welcome.
So it's going
Otherwise,
to be 6 p.m., is it?
I'm sorry.
So what will be this batch timing, Aditya?
The batch timing will be 6 p.m. IST. That's correct. Okay, so which will be more convenient for uh, kind of a Europe audience, US audience, and as well as India audience. Okay, okay. So yeah, Matt, if you really want to speak something, otherwise I will go to the next participant. Okay, I can see Shusmina Singh. You join. Could you
Yes, Aditya. Hi.
yes. Hi, hi. Okay. So, Susmina, I hope you are the first time coming here, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So we have just started the introduction, okay, to understand each other, and and then we will come to the real discussion. So, could you please talk about little bit briefly, basically two things. One is uh, why really want to join MDG training, and what is the current module you are working, and how many years of experience you have, because this
O-
question is important for me to understand, so I will understand my audience for today, and then accordingly I can able to drive it further. Okay,
Okay. Actually, I have a total overall experience of 8 years, in which I have worked in MDG for 4 years, and for rest of the years I was working in some different technology. Actually, I want to do this classes. The purpose is that I went on maternity leave, then unfortunately there was some family emergency, so that I have to take more leaves. I have extended it for more than 1.5 years. So I just want to brush up my skills in MDG, and I want to learn a little bit more. So earlier I have worked basically in support project, where I was working on live issues and all. But yes, I have. I know the flow of MDG, like how it works and all. But basically, I want to go into the implementation part, so that is why I am more interested.
no problem, I can understand, and thanks for this
Yeah.
explanation. It is not a very unusual fact. So, so many people having a lot of problem, medical issues, some health issues, and family problems. So, okay, appreciate like the way you are thinking, and yeah, MDG is one of the very. It's not because we are here, okay. I don't need to sell myself, honestly speaking, but. Uh, it's honestly there are a lot of customers who are moving to MDG and a lot of demands. So it is indeed correct that if you put your energy into the right direction, so definitely what you are currently looking for, uh, I hope one day you will definitely achieve it. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate.
Aditya. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
no problem.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So okay, I can see a message from Parthivan. I have total 5 years of experience for SAP ERP. Okay, absolutely fine. I know you are in crowded place, probably traveling somewhere. No problem. You just listen to us. And if you have any question, you can post it in the chat. Or if you have any, not only for you, for everyone, if some question arises later on, then also you can reach to the coordinator and we will definitely clarify those questions, okay, as soon as possible. Okay, so today is Sunday. I don't want to spend more time on this. Rather, I will talk about very briefly about what exactly we really want to discuss, and then we'll wrap up the session. Okay, and I will also try to answer all the questions which normally people ask when they join uh, or they about to join, or rather they are in inquiry phase. So whatever the question comes in mind, I will talk about that. I would say that allow me to uh, complete my part of speech uninterruptedly. In the meantime, if you have any question, just write it down if possible. And once I will complete my speech, I will open the floor. And I hope the points which I will touch upon, that will clear 80% or more than 80% of the general questions. And if there is some more questions, definitely we will talk about those questions. Okay. First of all, let's begin with very briefly. So what is MDG and why industry is looking for MDG? First of all, MDG is a data management and governance module. It is a module from SAP. Okay. Now, the thing is, across the industry, whether it is a banking industry, whether it is a manufacturing industry, retail industry, whatever the industry you see, they deal with the data, whether it is a customer data, supplier data, material data, financial data, they deal with the data. Without data, you can't do anything. So when you deal with the data, it is important that you need to manage the data properly. If you don't manage the data properly, that is not going to help you in your business. And if you manage the data properly, that is not only helping your current business, also will increase the scope of your business in future. Okay, and it is kind of a profitable for the business, for the organization. Okay, so in order to do that, there are two things we are going to talk about: data management and data governance. Okay, how we manage the data, how we govern the data. That is what MDG is all about. Okay. Now, what are the domain which we normally deal with? We deal with the material master, business partner. Under business partner, we have a customer and supplier, and then we have a financial master. However, apart from this, we do have some module like enterprise asset management, retail management. This is some additional module. Not every customer use those modules. Every customers which they deal with, either material, uh, business partner, including customer, vendor, and finance master. Under finance master, again, you have two things: financial accounting, which is GL account and chart of account, and financial controlling, which is profit center, cost element, etc. Okay, we will talk about more on this whenever the opportunity will come. Now, how many type of data we deal with? One is master data. Apart from master data, we have reference data. Reference data means like material type, company code, purchase order. So these are the small records which ultimately come together and contribute in the master data. Okay, so that is the nothing but the reference data. With the help of reference data, we build master data. Now, transactional data. Always remember that MDG as a module which we deal with, that is for the master data. It's not for the transactional data. Transactional data we deal with in a different way. Like if you have a S4 system, then you have a different set of transactions, different set of configurations for dealing with the transactional data. That is something which your core FICO team maintain, or they execute the transactional data. Okay, so normally we don't uh, deal directly, but ultimately transactional data will occur, or the transactional exercise will happen based on the master data. So directly we are not approaching, but indirectly we have a relations with the transactional data. Okay, and we will talk about more on that, that what kind of impact we can see if we change in the master data in the transactional data. Okay, then next is the reporting data. Reporting data is normally we talk about uh, data reporting and data analytics and reporting, right? For planning and that sort of exercise. So how the reporting data managed in MDG using SAP MDG process analytics, that we are going to talk about whenever the opportunity comes. So these are the four different type of data MDG deal with. Again, transactional data, not directly but indirectly. Okay. Then MDG capabilities. Capabilities means what are the major pillars of MDG has? Mainly three pillars. One is by using MDG, you can identify the duplicate records, which will help to reduce the number of duplicate records in your framework. Secondly, the ability to extend the master data. So that means today you are creating one material with a certain plant. Tomorrow you want that same material to be extended with couple of more plants. You don't need to scrap that existing material. The existing material can be used, can be enhanced with the additional plant. So it's a very user-friendly process, and the complicated things can be done in a very simple manner. Okay. The next point is giving the data governance framework. So basically, we deal with here the workflow with business rule framework, where we basically validate the data, derive the data during the workflow processes. So that basically helps the whole process transparent and the user friendly. So these are the main three pillars which we have in MDG. And of course, apart from that, it has a robust replication, capability, where it basically able to replicate the data uh, to from MDG to SAP system. Uh, could you please give me the screen sharing access? Okay. So basically, in MDG, I was talking about. So in MDG, we have mainly three pillars. One is to identify the duplicate records and eliminate the duplicate records from the framework. Secondly, uh, the extension facility. So today you create one material with a specific plant. Tomorrow you want the same material to be extended with additional plant. So you don't need to scrap the whole material. Rather, MDG is giving you the opportunity to extend that material with additional plant. Okay, and the process is so easy, so user friendly. So you don't need to complicate the whole things. So that is the biggest benefit. And it's not about just extending the plant, whether it's extending with the company code, extending with the business partner functions, whether it is a matter of extension with uh, some additional entries. So everything is so easy and user friendly. The last point is here, or the last pillar is the MDG data governance framework. It is advanced, at the same time giving you the workflow along with the BRA plus approach, which can give you the ability to to not only give advanced governance business flow, also you can validate and derive the master data during the process of the business flow. Okay, so what are the process we follow? Everything we are going to talk about. uh, Apart from that, we have a robust replication. So the replication happen through SAP MDG to another SAP system like S4 or ECC, or it can possible from SAP MDG to the non-SAP system. Okay, so these are the major capabilities we have in SAP MDG. However, it's very brief. Uh, Whenever we will get opportunity, we will talk about in detail. So as I said that here, we deal with the material master data, we deal with the customer master data, we deal with the vendor master data. So basically customer and vendor altogether we consider as a BP, because MDG, we are going to talk about MDG on S4. So it's a S4 MDG. Okay. And that is to, we are using here with the latest version, which is up to date with 2023 S4 HANA MDG 2023. And uh, so as far as customer and vendor is concerned, in S4, we have a concept called BUPA concept. So BUPA concept says where BP will be your highest level hierarchy and your ERP customer and ERP vendor will be your lower level hierarchy. So whenever we talk about ERP customer or whenever we are talking about ERP vendor, it's basically the business partner followed by ERP customer, business partner followed by ERP vendor. Okay. We'll talk about the BUPA concept, the behind BUPA configurations, everything. And in financial master, we have basically two type of financial data: financial accounting, which is having like GL account and chart of account, and financial controlling. Under financial controlling, you have a profit center, cost element, etc. Okay, and this is a kind of at a glance where you can see mainly, as I said, that most of the organization they deal with finance data, material data, and business partner, which include customer and supplier. Apart from that, you have enterprise asset management and retail management. It is exceptional, it is additional. Okay, not every organization use it because it has its own purpose. EAM, enterprise asset management, will be required when there will be a some acquisition happens. So from company A takeover on company B. So that time all those master data, that goes through EAM process. So every company is not suitable for this particular module. Now coming to, this is giving you a kind of a understanding that what exactly MDG is talking about. Now, before I talk about what exactly we are going to cover, I would quickly touch upon a couple of things. That why MDG is so popular across the industry. The biggest reason is, first of all, you have to understand SAP MDG is not the only module which is available in the market to deal with the data management and data governance. There are some other players from Informatica, IBM, Oracle. They do have also a module like SAP MDM. Okay, so you have Informatica MDM, Oracle MDM, uh, a kind of IBM MDM. They are also dealing with data management and governance. But the biggest difference is SAP MDG deals on ABAP and object-oriented ABAP. And you know, by the time, I hope, because you are all from SAP background, so by that time, at least you have a minimum understanding that how ABAP is a popular programming language across the industry. Okay, you can deal with complex to complex situations, the validations through the ABAP logics. Okay, so that's what the whole MDG process became so user friendly, and complex to complex scenarios can be done easily through this approach. Okay, now the another part is that that is one which is from technology point of view. The another part is that MDG also giving you the benefits to connect SAP to SAP and SAP to non-SAP systems, which will basically take care your easy replication process. That is one of the biggest benefit where organization is more looking for, because for every organization the most important part is whatever the data they are managing, make sure that data should be reach out to the required system very quickly, or rather on a runtime basis, so the operations will continue, the supply chain will maintain, right? So these are the main reasons why SAP MDG is so popular. And currently, uh, majority of the SAP customers across the globe, they are looking for this SAP MDG for their data governance solution. Now, in our discussion, so we have a specific chapter, because we strongly believe that without specific chapter and topics, things will be scattered. So that's what we have as very specific chapters and very specific topics to talk about. So we know that what exactly we are going to talk about. We have an introduction chapter. Under introduction, we are going to cover on the fundamental ideas of MDG and the prerequisite configurations. Okay. Then we have a data model, where we are going to talk about the data model, including custom data model, standard data model like finance, and BP, including customer and vendor. And in this particular data model chapter, we are going to talk about like how you can extend the data model, BP data model with some custom entity, custom attribute, finance data model, etc. So it's a major configuration part. Okay. And please keep in mind, I have categorically mentioned because some people don't understand. So that's what I categorically mentioned, that these are the topic we are going to talk about with hands-on. We have lot of demonstrations which we make during the session, or some demonstration I prepare offline and then explain line by line configurations, etc. during the session, which will give a very clear understanding about that particular matter. Okay, so you will be provided with the remote desktop, and the same system I'm going to use it to build it. I'm going to explain it so you can use offline to practice. Now coming to the process model. In the process model chapter, we are going to talk about the different processes: create, change, mark for deletion, block, unblock. Whatever the different processes we have, we are going to talk about those processes. Okay, and it's behind configurations. Then we are going to talk about the UI model. So particularly the UI we use, because in MDG we use the MDG change request concept. So in MDG change request, it's a kind of a web UI. We use Webdin Pro. We use Floor Plan Manager. And now in S4, we are using Fiori. So we are going to talk about in this chapter those related web UIs and its behind configurations. Okay. In this chapter, we are also going to talk about the field property activities, like how to make some field mandatory, gray out, invisible, based on certain workflow step number on UI. Then in the next chapter, we are going to talk about the workflow. Here we are talking about and building one end-to-end workflow. In workflow, you cannot say it's a standard or custom. It's all about unique workflow for every organization. So we will be developed one unique workflow end-to-end process, and we will see how the business process runs. Okay, for material, for business partner, like customer, vendor, etc. Then we are going to talk about validations and derivations. So this is the data model. In data model, custom data model, standard data model, enhancement. Then process model, also we have custom, standard, and enhancements. Again, UI, custom, standard, and enhancement. Workflow, it is always customized, unique workflow. And validations and derivations. So to validate and derive the data, basically we take a help of two things. One is the BRF plus approach, another one is the ABAP body. So we are going to see BRF plus including the ABAP body. Under ABAP body, we have two type of bodies, service body and rule body. Under the service body, we will talk about email notification, rule context preparation, dynamic agent selection, and parallel processing. Where under the rule body, we have single entity validation and cross entity derivation. Okay, so this is the whole things we are going to talk about. And please remember, every case we will have a separate demonstration because every case is different than each other. Okay, so to understand each and every concepts of this body, we will have a separate demonstration on that. Now go back to the Excel. Then we are going to talk about search and duplicate check, which is one of the major pillars. What are the different type of search we have? How to configure the HANA based search, which is the latest search, and how to configure the duplicate check. And then we will talk about the data replications. The data replications through ALE, IDOC, and SOA services. Both configurations we will talk about. And then we will talk about DIF, consolidation, mass processing, key mapping, value mapping, file upload, file download. And you can clearly see that for replications, for consolidation, mass processing, for DIF, everything we will have a separate demonstrations with hands-on exercise. Okay. And finally, we will have enrichment topic where we will talk about Fiori configurations because in S4 HANA, the launchpad which we will be using, that is the Fiori launchpad for executing all the processes. And then we will have a MDG data analytics or process analytics, whatever you call, and then discuss on DQM, data quality management, concepts of MDG rise, because now everything you know that's going to cloud. So MDG also going to cloud, which we call it as a MDG rise. Now here also it is important to understand what are the basic differences we have between the rise and on-premise, not only just from the description point of view, also on ground, technology point of view, what are the difference we have. And then we will prepare with some interview question answers. Okay. Now one thing it is very important to understand from the day one, that our ambition is not to clear the certification. Our ambition is very clear. Our ambition is that after completion of this agenda, one should independently start working on the project on MDG. That is our very clear agenda. That's what we have lot of hands-on exercise, lot of demonstrations. So to make you understand or give you a kind of a understanding, enough understanding, so in project you will start working independently. Okay, so that is the thing. Now to complete the entire discussion, it will be round about 35 hours of discussion, 35 to 40. Okay, 30 to 40 I would say. Okay, and you will be also providing the share points which will have each chapter wise, like you have a data model, process model, each chapter wise you have a documents. So if I show you, if you go inside this, you have a lot of documents on data model. Similarly, each chapter we will provide relevant documents. Okay, you will be also provide the systems for your exercise. Okay, and the system where I will do the demonstration, and the same system you will continue with the exercises offline. Okay, so this is all about. So and the because we understand that people come here with some new objective, so that's what we also talk about some interview questions. We help to prepare the candidates for interviews, MDG interviews. What are the basic questions you can expect? What kind of expectation the one organization will have from you as a MDG developer? And also important point is, here in this discussion, we are talking about MDG from all three angles: from architect angle, from developer angle, I mean from a technical developer, and from functional developer point. So all three areas we are going to cover. So those who are already worked on functional but really struggling with the development side, or those who are already worked on development side but now needs to look into the functional configurations and the architecture level, how the system communications and all these things happens through MDG and other systems through any interfaces. So all kind of it's a holistic approach you will get. Okay, that's it from my side. So let me complete this slide as well. So this is the search and duplicate check, data replication and import, mass processing consolidation, which are part of replication, only replication, and data transfer. I mean the initial data load. Fiori, whatever the Fiori configurations are involved. And then we have a process analytics and data quality management. And that's it. So these are the things which we are going to cover in our discussion. So yes, now if you have any question, uh, you may raise the question. Any question you have? We will share with you this presentation slide and the agenda as well. Okay, so you can have a view, and in case if you don't have any question at this moment, but let's say later on you have some question, please raise those questions and we will try to answer those questions as soon as possible. Okay, now one more thing. When I said that our agenda is or our objective is not really for you to clear the certification. What does it mean? That means our agenda is far different than the certification? Absolutely not. So that's what we really want to share our agenda with you. Don't trust us. Okay. You check from your end certification agenda and our agenda, then why we are saying you have to understand our if my intention is just a certification questions and clearing those questions, then it's completely different approach altogether.
Hello. Hi, Chaitanya.
Sorry, yeah. So
Hmm.
sorry, yeah. Let me finish what I wanted to cover. So our intention is very specific, that one who is now to driving this MDG world, that person should land in MDG project and that person should not dump. The performance matters. And to do the performance, you should have a proper skills and knowledge on that very specific topic. And that is what exactly we are looking for, to provide enough information about MDG so one should not dump when they enter into the project. Yes, you may ask whatever the question you have.
Hello. Hi, Chaitanya. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So along with the process which you have explained, that we will be more focusing on the practical things so that someone can work practically on the project. So parallelly along with that, the way everyone looks for the certification also as well. So will you be providing documents or the standard SAP, you can say, course content for which will help whoever wants to go for the certification? So, will you be providing some documents for them, or the content
Okay.
which you will be teaching
I think
is
I
enough
think
for?
I tried. Okay. Let me cover this angle also. I again share my screen. So basically, whatever the documents you see related to the data model or UI model, okay, if you go, let's say UI model, the interesting part is you can see there are a lot of documents which you can see which I mean, I prepared and I uploaded. It is a very specific to the topic. Okay. Apart from that, you also can see SAP documents as well. So it does not the document which we are providing, that does not mean it is not covering certification. We are giving you the ultimate knowledge, the same knowledge which you are getting in certification question as well. So
That's it.
the answer of the question is all relative documents will be provided, whether it is the document which we prepared, why we prepared this document. The same topic you will get SAP documents as well. The main intention is to simplify them, to show them that these are the different techniques which you can use, which SAP documents you will never get it. Because if they will give, then there is no point to reach out to them again, right? So it's all about end of the day business. So they will always give the information which is not complete. But our intention is to provide the information in a very simplistic manner. The same information, let's say how to make some field mandatory on UI. So we prepare the document with step-by-step details. Okay. So that is the whole point behind this. You understand?
Just one more. Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
One more
Yeah, please
query.
go ahead.
Yeah, there are many projects you can see which are moving to MDG from ACC. So S4HANA migrations projects are many projects are going on. So are we going to have some, you can say, little bit of migration related activity content or the details in this course?
Okay. So here, you see here, we 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 have a specific point regarding concept of MDG rise. So you talk about ECC to S4. In fact, we are talking about not only ECC to S4, there are many projects which are moving to cloud, because you know that SAP has given a very clear direction to all the organization, to all their customers, that at some point of time you have to move to cloud because of its own benefit. Okay, so the transformation which you are talking about, exactly we are going to cover up here in MDG rise. So what you see from ECC to S4, let's say today you have a ECC system and you are trying to move to S4. You have two options, on-premise and cloud. Which one you will go with? Of course, you will go with the cloud option. Nobody will go with the on-premise. So this MDG rise topic we categorically kept here to talk about those transitions. Okay, clear? Any further question you have?
No, that's it from my side.
Okay, if there is no further question, then we can close the meeting for today. And as I said, that coordinator will share with you the agenda. So just go through the agenda and please let us know if you have any further questions. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye bye.